with the fact that Sen can actually switch up his decks as well, what do you go for? I think you have to go more in the middle, with a safer deck.
Oh, wow. And we're going to have Warlock versus Warlock here.
That's right.
And let's see what we have
so
from
Sen,
both sides here.
Sen is playing, in fact, a Hamlock deck.
Yep.
We'll see from Amaz in a moment what he's going for.
And he's going to just be keeping the Twilight Drake here. And it looks like mulliganing the rest.
It's
You know what's funny about
choice.
this is sometimes you can tell what kind of Warlock deck you're up against by how many cards they're actually mulliganing. You know, if you see 4 cards on the board and they mulligan almost all of them, it's probably not a zoo deck.
Yeah. Well, it looks like it is actually Handlock versus Handlock, one of the craziest matchups in the game. So this should be a lot of fun.
Okay, and so we are off now. It is going to be Amaz here for turn 1.
Well, they're just going to be life tapping for a little bit here. Both of them do have Twilight Drakes, and that's a really important card to have in your hand. Of course, Shadow Flames are going to be very important as well. If your opponent overcommits and you Shadow Flame, bam, you have a huge advantage.
Okay, it's turn 3, another life tap here. Yeah. They're just building up all the cards in their hand.
That's
This
right.
is going to be tricky when we have 2 of pretty much the same decks.
You have to also be careful not to get each other too low, or those Moltons pop right out of your hands. So.
Yeah, that's very true.
It is a crazy matchup, no doubt.
And so we have the Twilight Drake coined out here for Sen, 4-8.
That's right, but you know what? We have a Twilight Drake in Amaz's hand as well, so he'll probably end up playing that this turn also. And it's going to be a little bit bigger at a 4-9.
Okay, well, let's see what the next course of action is. Another Twilight Drake drawn here.
Pretty sick, actually. So he's got a couple 4-8s out now. This is Handlock versus Handlock for you.
And I believe in both hands they have the ability to taunt in the following turn. I don't know if that's going to be the case.
Well,
also, Shadow Flame is so important in this matchup.
Oh, yes. Such an important card.
And so he's going to drop the Sludge Belcher there and drop one of the Twilight Drakes to a lower HP.
Okay. And we'll see what he does with that attack. God,
the Faceless Manipulator.
Powerful cards versus powerful cards, Tasteless.
Well, I mean, this is one of these matchups where you get such an epic endgame. Pretty crazy stuff here. Now he does have one Owl here he could silence.
Yeah, the Owl would have been fantastic if this Sludge Belcher wasn't in the way.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a bit of an issue here. We may, in fact, see him go ahead and life tap.
And it looks like Sen's going to be doing that. You can see he's still debating it. He still has a little bit more time before he has to commit to that.
Well, he does have this Earth Ring in his hand. I think that's kind of an interesting card here as well.
Okay, well, he can
because he can heal these guys up.
He can buff both these Twilights here, taunting them up here.
Yeah, a very strong play. Going to be able to remove the Sludge Belcher and his little token. And of course, the other Twilight Drake, he is going to be able to take one of these guys out, but certainly not both.
And the 1-2 is now taken out, and Sen will end his turn. Let's see what Amaz has got in store for us now.
Well, if he does have one of those Shadow Flames, and he does, in fact, have a Power Overwhelming, that would be absolutely fantastic. But let's take a look what's in his hand here in a second. All right, so he does have a Shadow Flame, but no buffing there. So we could see...
He has 2 Shadow Flames in his hand, so...
Sylvanas. And, of course, Sylvanas and Shadow Flame is just downright hilarious.
Yeah. So let's see. They have Sylvanas on the board here. How exactly is he going to try to handle this?
Well, he could silence her, to be honest. That's a pretty decent play because you can silence her and run right into her with this Drake, and the Drake even lives through that. First, he's going to go ahead and draw a card. But, yeah, the silence seems to be the best play here for Sen.
You can see he's just going to think it over a little bit longer here. Does he really want to use that? There are going to be, eventually giants on the board taunted as well, which is another important thing to keep in mind. But I guess this is the safest play when the pressure's on like this, to just get Sylvanas out of there because, one misplay against a Sylvanas and the game can just tilt so far in the wrong direction for you.
Sylvanas can swing the game so heavily, so that's going to be one of your best things that you can actually silence.
Okay, so we have Hellfire here, which would actually clear the board.
That is true.
But
but
it would
Hellfire,
drop his health a lot, though.
well, it drops it by
3.
3. I guess he
Yeah.
could heal himself up with that Earthen Ring after playing a Hellfire. But with all these at 3 health or less, I think that's basically what he has to do here for Amaz. You know,
Yeah.
nothing else is looking very good to me at all.
And it looks like he's going to go ahead and do that. And so he'll end turn. This will give Sen the initiative to repopulate the board. But the question is how exactly does he go about doing that? He has a 4-drop giant.
Yeah, it looks like he might turn that into a 3-drop giant. He still has a really nice amount of life, so he's actually completely safe.
This is really nice. So he can 3-drop that. Is he going to taunt that, or is he going to get the Ancient Watcher and then possibly taunt or Shadow Flame that the next turn? I think that's a great play, what he just did.
Oh, yeah, it's fantastic, especially with that Power Overwhelming, because he can get rid of giants with that even. So there's a lot of options there for him. And a Siphon Soul on the giant.
Yeah. Nicely done there. So now it's 15 health to 21 with Sen in a minor health lead right now. Now 18 to 21, excuse me.
Ooh, double Siphon Soul. You know, the deck that Sen is playing actually looks very good for the mirror. A lot of people only play 1 Siphon Soul right now, but the fact that he has 2 going to be really big in this match.
Yeah, he's going to be able to get rid of the Giants very easily. Now he draws into Leroy.
And he has a 20 damage combo in his hand at this point.
Yep.
So if he gets to turn 10 and there's no taunts out, that is an easy,
and by the 20
easy
damage combo, Artosis is talking about Leroy Jenkins, Power Overwhelming, and then using a Faceless Manipulator to copy that. Okay, so he draws Iron Beak Owl now.
Wow, Iron Beak Owl.
Let's see here.
I don't foresee him really using that too much right now. He may want to build his board a bit more. Of course, there are some plays where he can use Shadow Flame. For instance, he could do something as crazy as Defender of Argus on his 4/5 and then go ahead and Shadow Flame. Would take out both of his opponent's minions and just leave a 1/2 taunter out there against a 2/3. But that's, you know, using 2 cards to get rid of those. I don't know if that's really going to be a play that he would want to do.
Okay, so he's going to go and silence that.
I like this play a lot. And he can even heal that right up.
Yeah.
Good play by Amaz this turn.
Yeah, really smart play. He's got you know, nice presence now on the board here with these 2 taunts. And you know, even though their Soul Siphon is here, that's a tricky one. Do you want to use, like, for instance, Soul Siphon on a board like this? I don't know. I mean, if you want to save that, you know that Giants are inevitable, Molten Giants here, and their hands are both so full of cards. You know, a Mountain Giant is also a possibility here too. Yeah. So that's something to keep in mind as well.
I think you got to consider things like Shadow Flame coming up. You know, you don't want to get rid of the pieces of combo in your hand. A little bit tough. You know, if that Defender of Argus hadn't gone down on this Ancient Watcher, he could clear this board so easily with a Shadow Flame.
Well, you see Sen is still thinking now. This is a pretty important point in the matchup, is how exactly does he deal with this? I mean, there's 4 creatures on the board here for Amaz, and is that Shadow Flame he went for?
No, that's Power Overwhelming. I think
Overwhelming?
he's just going to go ahead and Shadow Flame the board, which I think is fine to throw the combo away when the board is this heavily populated.
You can see he's thinking it over, and he's running out of time here. Going to life tap next to see what he draws.
Oh, very nice.
And there's that Shadow Flame you were talking about, Artosis.
Yeah, got to clear this board out. It's too much there. Even though he was so close to that kill, but you know, this is the way that this matchup oftentimes looks.
And he just plops down that Ancient Watcher there. Speaking of which, Amaz now draws an Ancient Watcher of his own, and there's the Power Overwhelming for him. Okay, so he can get a 5-drop Molten Giant and then put the Ancient Watcher down. He's
so
15 health, but you know, so far has no confirmation the Ancient Watcher for Sen is going to attack. Sen does have a very full hand, though. I believe Sen does have an owl, right, in his hand,
right?
Or did he use that? No.
He still has his Faceless and his Leroy, so he has at least 13 damage that we know about. If we could see his hand in just a second here, see what he got. Okay, nothing quite yet. Might go for a Mountain Giant plus a Siphon Soul on the 8/8.
Yeah, that wouldn't hurt at all.
Yeah,
just get rid of the 8/8 there.
He's still really getting very close to lethal. It's going to come out of nowhere in a second here.
Okay, so 14 HP right now for Amaz. Sen with a taunt up on the board. He also has a Soulfire here that he just drew into.
This is actually a little bit tough. That Giant is extremely hard to get rid of. Well, I guess he can actually just go ahead and Shadow Flame.
Okay, so he's going to nuke the whole board with Shadow Flame and drop the Earthen Ring Farseer.
All right,
go up to
good thing he just did that, because there are 12 points of damage in Sen's
exactly.
hand. Now let's see what he draws. He can still win this with a Soulfire, for instance.
Yep, okay, so he has Leroy Jenkins, and it looks like he's debating putting that out of here. How much damage does he have? There's a Hellfire here as well.
Yeah. I mean, it would be a pretty good clear, but I don't think that that's like really needed right now. I think if he just plays a few minions, he's just going to hit that lethal at some point. You know, if one of these minions is left.
Sludge Belcher out here and getting a taunt up wouldn't hurt either.
No, I like the Sludge Belcher.
Yeah.
I like a life tap, playing the Sludge Belcher, and probably playing the Earthen Ring as well.
Okay, so he's going to play the Sludge Belcher now. He's got 3 mana remaining.
Amaz can't clear the board forever at this point.
Yeah.
And I mean, you leave one of these 3 attack minions up, and he may just die.
Now Amaz does have Ragnaros in his hand here, which is something else to keep in mind.
He may want to drop that and do a double taunt tasteless.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Something where he can at least start doing a lot of damage, you know, with that 8 damage from Rags every turn, and still get 2 taunts up here because he's at 15 health. That's really low.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a good play right here.
He's also getting low on cards too. And what do you just see? Just end turn here? I guess there's no point attacking into the Sludge Belcher.
He's just considering if he wants to Soulfire, of course.
Yeah. Okay, now that.
Ooh.
Oh my God. Okay, that went right, right to the face there, hitting Sen. And now Sen has to wait and think what exactly is the best play. He could Soul Siphon Ragnaros. That would bump his health up.
I would say that that's like he has to do that, right?
And then,
he
of course,
has
he
to
can use
Soul
his
Siphon.
Earthen to get rid of the taunt there.
Yeah, well, he can keep both his minions alive, actually. But, is he just...
Oh, yeah, no, he could. Well, does he want to do that? Is he going to try to get a copy of Ragnaros, a taunted Ragnaros? It would be cheaper. Well, that would be a cheap way to get your own taunted Ragnaros on the board. And then you pray to RNGesus and see if actually that Ragnaros takes out the other Ragnaros. But I think
I don't like
Siphon
it as much.
Here,
I think his hand is of high enough quality that he can just keep on killing the board off and find a way into actually killing him off.
He does have that Sylvanas in his hand too, which is really nice for the next turn possibly.
Yeah.
So he's going to go for, it looks like the Soul Siphon. Sen just taking his time here. He wants to make the right call.
And I love this play right here. He's going to be able to wipe out both these minions, losing none of his own. Wants to keep this out of Mortal Coil range.
Okay, so this is going to drop him down to 11 HP. Amaz in a tough spot here.
Yeah, he does actually go ahead and draw the Defender of Argus. Now, with the Shadow Flame, he can wreak some havoc on the board, but not in a very good way. Like, it's a great move to do something like Leroy Jenkins into Shadow Flame.
Yeah, do
but
not 6 damage to everything.
Not against taunts, though, you know?
Yeah.
He may just have to spend most of his hand this turn.
Okay, and he life taps again now. And Twilight Drake, that could be dropped. That's a lot of, well, I guess it's not that much HP, is it? I mean, he doesn't have a ton of cards in his hands.
He has to get taunts out.
Yeah.
No matter what, he needs taunts. Oh, and this is actually going to result in him losing the game, unfortunately.
Yeah, with 9 HP remaining and the board open, Sen says, well played. And there is Leroy. And cloning that Leroy there is going to close out this game, giving Sen a 1-0 lead here against Amaz.
Well, a 2-0 lead, in fact, because he won that winner's bracket.
Yeah, because Amaz is coming from the loser's bracket. That's absolutely right.
So, Hong Kong attitude.
Okay, the game is ready to go, and I guess
we started.
Yeah, I guess we're going to hop right into the middle of this game. So this is Sen here against Amaz. Amaz with a huge presence here on the board.
Yeah, it looks like he did choose Priest, of course, as we can see. And it looks like, I believe he probably grabbed this Owl and the Soul Siphon off of Thought Steal. So a pretty decent Thought Steal overall. The Soul Siphon is going to be very, very powerful against Handlock.
Okay, so going over to Sen now. See what he has in his hand in a second here. Again, we just hopped into this game.
It's a kind of tough board right there because of the injured Blade Master.
Well, you do have a Hellfire here.
Yeah.
And I guess that is...
I mean, I feel like Hellfire
you definitely
into your Giant into the Soulfire on the...
Oh, yeah, I think that's a great
think
play.
that's
or Twilight Drake can be good, too. Let's see here.
I think the Mountain Giant, you have to prioritize getting out of your hand because
otherwise
later
he's gonna
game,
get stuck in there.
Yeah, he gets stuck, man. He starts costing 8-9 mana late game.
Oh, wow, discarding one of the Soul Siphons.
Ouch. Well, the Soul Siphon for Amaz really going to come into play here. Oh, a Silence. Kind of cool, the deck that Amaz has chosen to play here. Might be a one with Watchers, actually, if he's playing the card Silence in it.
Okay, well, he's now eliminated that Molten Giant. We have sent here 17 HP to Amaz at full health.
Yeah, but he doesn't really have any aggression on him, and we still have a ton of cards in the hand of Sen right now, so it's actually not that big a deal, I would say.
Okay, so he goes in and drops one Molten Giant, another 8/8 here on the board.
Well, Amaz, the last time we saw his hand, didn't really have anything that can deal with this quite yet, so... Oh, yeah, that's a little bit rough.
Yeah, you're...
Look,
I mean,
he can deal like 5 damage to it, but that doesn't do anything.
Holy Smite's not going to help
Yeah,
here.
he's going to be taking a little bit of damage here. See, he did choose a preset that can kind of deal with anything. You see Holy Smite in here. You see double Holy Nova. You see the Auchenized Soul Priest. These aren't cards that you actually want to use against Handlock, but these are cards that you want to use against Zoo. So right now, the quality of Amaz's hand is very low, and his hand size is low, and his board position is almost 0. So kind of rough.
Okay, so he gets that Molten Giant now down to an 8/4 here and ends his turn.
I like it a lot, actually, because he has the 2 Holy Novas, so no matter what, he should be able to remove this Giant next turn, one way or another.
And here for Sen actually has a lot of different options here. He has 10 mana now. Does he want to use Soul Siphon here? He could drop a Twilight Drake.
Tasteless, you know what I would love to see?
He also has Alexstrasza in hand, and Amaz is at 30 health, so that would be a great way to reduce all this.
I would love to see him go ahead and use Alexstrasza here and just hit him for 8 and bring him down to 7. Just give Amaz every problem in the world that he has to deal with. But instead, he's going to take kind of a safer, slower route here.
Well, I mean, there's so many good cards in Sen's hand right now that he can use to buff the board, so...
He's going to be in trouble, though, because remember what we saw? We saw a double Holy Nova, and we saw the Silence. So he has enough mana to do all that, erase this board, and yeah, he'll only have 1 card left in hand, but he's just removed a bunch of threats.
Okay, so he's healing himself up here to 26, so he's nearly back up to the top.
Okay.
And, you know, Alexstrasza could be a viable option again here to drop him down to 7 health.
I have to say I do agree with that, Tasteless.
We got Amaz with 1 card in hand, Sen with a multitude of cards now.
Yeah, look, and Alexstrasza here would be so crazy, right? Bring him down to just 7 health.
Okay, here we go. And you know he's thinking about it. He's got a lot of... Really? Going to go with the Sledge Belcher instead here?
He wants to save the 8-2, I think, from this 3-4. He's saying, oh, this is how you're going to kill him.
Yeah, if he drops the taunt down there, the next turn he can get something that's even closer to lethal. You know what I mean? That next turn,
yeah, I suppose
all of a
that's
sudden
true.
He has a board that's completely populated, and then Alexstrasza comes out, bam, 15 health, and all this damage comes out. It could just be a quick 1-turn kill there.
Well, Thought Steel pops up. Let's see if he gets something good.
Oh, wow, Faceless.
Yeah, Faceless is not bad, but he can't really Faceless because he has to kill this 8-2. He's just too low in health.
Yeah, that's very true.
Pretty rough situation.
So he's going to heal up again. That'll get him to 22.
Well, let's take a look here at what Sen is going to end up doing. Just continuing to put a lot of minions out here. You know, he has a lot of control, and especially since he's seen both Holy Novas, he can leave these guys at such low health, and the odds of anything happening to him pretty low.
Yeah, it's a really good point. And it looks like he's going to go for now 3 taunts on the board here.
That's a pretty big and scary board.
This is going to be really bad for Amaz, man. I think he's got very low chances here. And there we go. Faceless Manipulator that.
That's really nice right there.
Really smart.
6/6 Sylvanas is a pain. Wait, he has an owl, doesn't he? Yeah, look at that owl.
Oh, wow.
Hoot, hoot, Tasteless.
Okay, so this is a great play here to just silence this Sylvanas Windrunner. Well, he's going to go back here.
You know, it's funny. He can silence that Sylvanas, run his Sylvanas into that, and Mortal Coil it, but that's a little bit too fancy. Why trade a 6/6 taunt for a 3/3? I think he's just going to go to face.
I think he's going to do literally just that, though.
Man.
Wow. I mean, as you were saying before, the Holy Novas were used up.
That's true, and he may be putting him on a mind control in his deck, and he doesn't want to lose that card. So that would be a reasonable play in that situation. A little bit fancy, but I mean, this board is just ridiculous, isn't it?
He's going to leave a little bit of room here for Alex Straza. If he does want to drop that, it's down 15-15 in health here. Amaz is turned with 2 cards in hand, and he's so far healing. We don't have a shot of what he's doing yet. He's going to drop his own Sylvanas.
Ooh, a Circle of Healing. That's about the worst card you can draw right now. You really would need an Akanai with this to make it worth anything. We already saw one of those go away.
And he has another Molten Giant he's drawn here. And I think
this
is just going to be it.
That's just lethal easily.
Yeah, he's just going to kill him. This is just so much damage here.
He can just Alex draws him down for 2 and then attack through for the win. And that means that Sen is actually going to be up 3-0 in the finals against Amaz, one of those famous and popular players in the world.
Wow. Sen on a killing spree right now. Amaz.
He has left. So let's take a look at what he chooses here. And it looks like it's going to be Hunter.
All right. I can't really blame Amaz for going Hunter here.
And Sen predicted it perfectly going into Zoo.
Okay, so Zoo Warlock versus Hunter here.
And, actually, this is not too bad what we're looking at here, right? Savannah Highmane, a super powerful card. Explosive Trap and Unleash are exactly the cards that you want against, a Zoo deck. But I'm not sure that he completely knows right now. He will
now. With the Argent Squire coming down here now and Divine Shield on. And send. Oh, the man are sorry, letting him know that I tricked you. Wow. Okay, so Amaz here with his Hunter. Nothing on the board just yet. We're going to have a 3-1 this turn here on the Argent Squire.
Yeah. Kind of a weak hand, really, for Sen here when you look at it.
Yeah.
It's kind of a slow hand, not the best, but at least he has some presence out there.
Okay, putting the Haunted Creeper out here now. So for turn 3 here for Sen, it looks like he's just going to drop his 1/2 Spider as well.
That's right. And
it looks like he's thinking about the Void Terror here on the board and how he might want to be dropping that later on. And what's the best position to use here?
Totally. He's trying to figure out what does he actually want out here. Does he want to kill this spider with it to get a couple extra tokens? Does he want to maybe take over this 2/1? And don't forget, of course, with the Power Overwhelm, you can pump that up and just make it gigantic. So that might be something he's considering.
Well, Amaz is now going to drop the Mad Scientist, it looks like, on the board.
Well, looks like he wants to take the shield off here. We may see him coin into Explosive Trap after taking that shield off. That would erase the board except for the tokens popping out.
That's very true.
The thing is, if you do that, he's going to take out your minions instead.
Yeah. Okay, so he just ends his turn there. He's going to keep the coin in his hand for a little bit longer. So now let's see what card he drew here. And he's going to go for Power Overwhelming.
Oh, boy.
And then, no, actually he's going to drop the Defender of Argus.
This is kind of a cool play.
Yeah. Well, things get much more complicated once the Hunter has secrets actually activated there.
That's right.
So, the question is, do you want to engage that 2/2 Mad Scientist?
I feel like in this situation, I may take out the Mad Scientist and trigger with the Argent, because you really don't want whatever secret that is messing up your better minions.
I like that.
That's really how you have to deal with Mad Scientists a lot of the time. You have to deal with the
saying,
trap the turn it comes out.
Abusive Sergeant there on the 2/2 Mad Scientist. Trigger the secret, then send the Argent Squire forward. If it's freezing trap,
that's
goes
what
back
I was
in your
thinking.
Hand. Okay.
Well, I definitely see what we're going to have here.
Okay, this is going to be a pretty powerful minion here on the board.
That's
and
right.
We had Explosive Trap on the board, we don't have Freezing Trap in hand, but we'll have to see if the Mad Scientist is killed off here.
Well, you know, he can like force. Okay, he does actually have a freezing trap. He doesn't
Okay,
have any
he
card
does.
draws, so he's going to have to clear the board and have a freezing trap out. Well, clear the board except for this 9-10. And there's some various ways he can do this. Oh.
Okay, so he's going to, looks like he wants to put freezing trap here.
I don't actually, I have to say I kind of disagree with the way he's done this, because that freezing trap is just going to pick up one of these 1/1 spiders.
Yeah, you're obviously not going to attack with a Void Terror
I
first
feel like
here.
he should have gone with Unleash the Hounds and coin into the freezing trap. Erase the board except for the 9-10 and just have a freezing trap to get rid of it. I feel like this was a pretty massive misplay.
Well, I would assume he would, well, since he knows that there's going to be explosive trap on the board here, it wouldn't hurt to actually drop the...
Well, you attack one of their
egg
minions
here.
first with your 1/1, right? So
Yeah.
here we go. He's going to have a 9-10 going through.
Now he's going to come up here. That does pop one secret.
Yep.
And that's going to send...
And that's the important one that he needs to pop. I mean, there's no freezing trap now for this 9-10. There's nothing to do about it. It's just going to go to face.
And he can drop the egg here as well, so when he does go to face...
Oh, if he kills off this mad scientist, I feel like this is...
Oh, I'm actually surprised by this.
Ooh, you should be attacking the spider. Because, see, this is actually going to trigger this trap, and now that's probably a freezing trap above the hunter's head right now, and he only has the 9-8. I feel like he, like, way outthought himself here.
Yeah.
He's actually given him a whole nother turn where this can backfire.
He gave him a whole other secret.
Yeah.
By taking out... Oh, and you could see now, sensing...
He realizes that he has messed this up a bit.
I actually gave him a secret. I played into that.
Yeah.
And so Amaz is going to sit here now. And we don't know what that... It looks like that should be a freezing trap. There's already a
very much
explosive trap
likely
in the hand. Yeah. So he's going to go ahead and get the eagle horn bow out here. He's going to take out the egg. And coin out, kill command. Okay. Taking out...
yeah, and you know what? This is...
The 4/4. This is actually a great play here from Amaz because that super powerful minion on the board, the 9-8 Void Terror, can't attack into that freezing trap. It's going to go right back into the hand.
Very true. I would love to see him go ahead. Yeah, taunt up these two. Leave that 9-8 out there. And he's just still can't attack. You know, just wrong order of attacks and cards that he played here. Or this game could have been actually Sen's already, but let's take a look. Ooh, look at that. He gets the buzzer taste. This could be the Amaz comeback right here.
Yeah, this is exactly what he needs. 6 mana here. He can coin this out. And let's see what he draws here.
Well,
you can see Amaz actually just watching it as the cards that come out here. Okay, he's got the boar. He's got the Iron Beak Owl. Houndmaster now. Hunter's Mark. And we're going to have another card drawn in here.
All right, well, he's going to have to use that Hunter's Mark on the 2/4 and just kill off every single thing he can. Unfortunately for him, well, actually, yeah.
Well, he can use the bow here to get rid of the 2/3, so he takes that out. And once again, that freezing trap is just a huge problem. And Sen actually has only 1 card in hand right now, and that is not going to help him here.
Ooh, these are just not the cards that he's looking for
can't even
at all. These are like the worst 2 cards he could have drawn. In fact, he knows what trap this is, but he's going to attack anyways.
Well, he's saying, yeah, he has to know that's freezing trap.
You know, he may be attacking so that he can re-drop 1 this turn to eat next turn, but I don't like that play. It's a little bit rough.
Okay, so that goes right back into his hand, and that is more expensive, so he might as well use that 5 mana to drop that again here. So now we have a 3/3 Void Terror on the board. It's pretty crazy when you consider that I think Sen... This all goes back to that misplay there with hitting the mad scientist there.
Yeah, that's really what has caused this whole situation. But you know what? Amaz is having a very nice comeback at the moment, and he may be able to take this game down. He's actually got it kind of in control. If you look at the size of these hands, not the most exciting stuff coming out of Sen's side.
And it's now Amaz's turn. He's got a lot of great cards he can use here. 7 mana now. What do you think is the best play here, Artosis?
Okay. You know, I'm thinking that you definitely want to play a taunt out.
You want to use Houndmaster
Yeah,
here?
you want to be
maybe
very
on the
careful.
spider there?
You definitely
Hit
could
3-3.
count on him hitting you for a lot of damage next turn, possibly with a Demon Guard, something like that.
Doom Guard, yeah.
Yeah, Doom Guard, whatever we call that card. And I think that would be a pretty strong play. Other than that, the thing is, it costs 4 mana, so I understand if he skips it.
Okay, he's going to go for the high main here.
Well, the high main is the card that's just like, well, I can definitely win this coming up very soon. And I like this move a lot to actually kill this off. He knows how many buffing cards are in his opponent's deck, so why not just get rid of whatever's on the board?
Okay, there's that Doom Guard, but if he plays this Doom Guard and immediately he would end up discarding everything, so he's going to put the Void Terror out first. Kind of a frustrating moment, though, because Doom Guard would, losing this power overwhelming is pretty frustrating, right? That's one of the great ways to enter into lethal and end the game.
Well, Amaz has lethal, I do believe, right? He has a kill command, doesn't he? So with
if he has kill command, then he should be in pretty good shape. Let's see here, 7, 8, 9, and
oh no, he doesn't have kill command. Never mind. But he actually has. I mean, he has so much in hand right now. You play that Animal Companion. Leok would not be bad right now. He actually has the Buzzard, so he could draw even deeper into his deck. Maybe look for that second Hunter's Mark.
Oh, wow, and it is Leok.
Well, at this point, you can just start clearing stuff as well.
Yeah, and then Unleash the Hounds here, and those are going to be buffed Hounds, too. Okay, Amaz is back in this, guys.
That's right.
He has just taken out Sen.
And, that was a close one right there, no doubt about it. Sen definitely having a little bit of a misplay that I think
a safe class and a safe deck to play against.
Warrior is probably an okay choice here, and it looks like he is going to go with Warrior.
So he's just going to try to control this game as much as possible. It's also nice because in some Warrior decks, you don't always have your board filled up on your side. You're pretty much just gunning down minions back and forth. We see Shield Slam.
That's why we saw Amaz there actually throw away the combo pieces. He kept a trap, and he kept his spider, and that's a really great way to play. If you can get into the bow and a bunch of traps, you can just get recurring damage from your bow. So that's going to probably be the aim of Amaz here on how to beat this Warrior deck.
Okay, so Cruel Taskmaster takes out the 1/1 here. And let's see what he draws here. Oh, my God, Corehound.
That's a big one right there, Tasteless.
And it's now 2 mana turn here for Amaz.
Yeah, nothing too exciting about this turn, to be honest.
Yeah, there's not much he can really do this turn. Do you think he's just going to hero power here?
He could, but I think the Web Spinner might be a better play. It's not like a great play. It's not something that I like to see here, but there's not like a whole ton of options, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's
true.
hero power or at least get something on the board, and something on the board is generally better.
Okay, so he's going to armor up now. Or at least that's what it looks like he's going to do. In fact, I think that's the only thing he, no matter what, has to do now that I'm looking at this situation.
By the way, I'm kind of surprised that he put a Spectral Knight in this deck. But I guess that you can't go for a Hunter's Mark against that, nor can you kill command it. So kind of interesting, this Warrior deck by Sen so far.
Amaz draws Unleash the Hounds. That's not going to be too helpful there.
No.
And so he draws a Raptor now.
Yeah, that's not too bad, though.
And just plops that down on the board, 3-2 there.
Well, Sen right now does have Death Spite, so I think we're probably going to see that played out, although he could do something like Armor plus Shield Slam. I feel like getting the Death Spite out is actually a far superior move.
Okay, and it looks like it should be Death Spite here.
Yeah, I mean, developing a weapon is it's better than just playing a spell generally. Yes, you lose a little bit more life, but you can play with your life right now. Your life is low, is high at this point.
Well, we got to assume he's got shield block in this too, which you can use Shield Slam for later.
Yeah.
If he decides to armor up.
Yeah, this isn't the best target
The Raptor
for that.
is, if he takes out the Raptor with Death Spite, he's going to get down to 29 health, which is not really a big deal here.
Yeah.
So he's going to go ahead and arm that.
Definitely the best play here for Sen this turn.
On top of that, there's lots of 1-drops in for Hunter.
That's right.
And if he has the Death Spite with just 1 durability left over, he can wipe the board clean. He also has a Whirlwind in hand, which he can use there as well. So he can actually do a total of 2 damage to everything on the board.
And in fact, if he gets like an Acolyte or something, that's going to be very useful there as well. And it's just a very good play here. So We're going to see, it looks like a freezing trap pop out as well as the hero power. You know, Amaz has to really try to get in damage at every turn because he knows so much armor can come out of Sen.
Sludge Belcher looks like it would be a great play here.
Yeah. The thing is, if this he
wants to pop the secret here.
Yeah, he wants it to be an explosive trap. And the thing is, either Sludge Belcher or this Spectral Knight, both of them get completely owned by the freezing trap. They just pop back to your hand. They cost so much mana, you almost can't play them again. And he's pretty sure this is a freezing trap as well. You wouldn't just play explosive trap into a weapon like that normally.
Okay, do we know which secret that is, by the way?
It is a freezing trap.
That is freezing trap, okay.
Yeah.
So, 5 mana turn here. He's going to use his hero power drop, send down to 25 HP.
And this is, it's kind of funny because do you play Animal Companion? Because playing Animal Companion completely tells you that it is, in fact, freezing trap.
Yeah. Okay, he's got a 4/2 heifer now. Now, keep in mind, you know, he does have that shield slam here.
That's right. That wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah. He also does have shield block now that he just drew into.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, with the taunt up, you can actually start to build up your armor really high.
What do you think about attacking into this Huffer and playing your Spectral Knight and letting the Spectral Knight bounce?
Yeah, it's not bad,
because you can
actually.
replay it. You can just replay the next turn. Or I guess you would replay the Belcher the next turn.
You still keep your taunt up. And so he's just going to go ahead and shield slam here. That's 7 armor now on the warrior. Only one creature on the board here, the Sludge Belcher, the 3/5, and he doesn't want to attack into that because it'll bounce right into his hand. So we have tracking now. We see 2 kill commands and the Savannah High Main.
You have to take the High Main, I think,
yeah,
Tasteless.
I think so, but that's no more kill commands here.
Yeah, it's a little bit painful. He's looking at it, and he's not too happy to see both kill commands going away, but you know, the Savannah High Main, this is one of the key cards against Warrior. This is like a lot of recurring damage. It's very difficult to deal with. It takes multiple cards. So it's a good choice. Now, does he play it out this turn? Thing is, the weapon
tough.
kills it. Like, well, it turns into 2 hyenas is what it truly does, but I think that's worthwhile. You can follow up with a Core Hound the next turn.
Okay, so he sees a Savannah High Main. And we have 7 mana here for him. Do you think he just goes ahead and attacks into the High Main there?
I think he goes Shield Block. I think Shield Block is fantastic because if you happen to draw something that can kill that off,
yeah,
awesome.
like either Shield Slam or something like that.
Yeah, like a Shield Slam would be an amazing draw because then you can even kill the tokens very easily. 2 Whirlwinds in hand and a Death Spite that's ready to go off. So I think digging a little bit deeper in your deck is completely fine.
Oh, really? Is he going to go for this?
Oh, yeah.
Spectral Knight?
I mean, he may. If so, yeah, he wants to play this out. Thing is, turning these into 2/2s actually isn't all that bad because you're not attacking with your taunt, so what are they going to do?
Yeah, that's very true. And he's going to drop the Spectral Knight now and just armor up.
This is like Sen calling Amaz's bluff right here.
Yeah.
You can't really remove this taunt. If you kill it off, he's going to attack with a 1/2 taunt that's going to set off the freezing trap.
And so Amaz is going to drop the Buzzard since there's 2 on board right now. So he's going to go for okay, he's going to silence this now and draw a card.
Ah.
And that's going to open up a pathway here so we can hit that. And now Unleash the Hound, so he's going to draw 2 more cards.
Yeah, very cool. He's definitely got to kill this Belcher off no matter what. Now, does he want to kill the Belcher off utilizing this Hunter's Mark, or does he want to throw 2 minions in? And it looks, well, he wants to throw 3 minions in, but that's a really good play there.
Okay, so again, only 1 minion here on the board. If he attacks into that, it's removed and put back into Sen's hand.
Yeah, he's got plenty to actually get rid of everything as well. Yeah. He can even go Whirlwind, Stampeding Kodo, and Armor Up, which is like super powerful. 28
Oh yeah, good call. He can totally do that.
And the thing is, I would not even attack this turn. I would save the Stampeding Kodo to attack because then it can kill another minion later on.
Yeah. You're going to get a lot of value out of that.
Yeah, this game feels like Sen can go right to the end at this point. Just Amaz has never gotten any damage going. One of the high mains is gone. Little does Sen know both kill commands are gone. Most of Amaz's big damage is out of here. He's in no rush to deal damage to Amaz right now.
And also in the next turn here, I mean, he's going to have 9 mana. He can actually use Alexstrasza here and just get him really, really low.
Yeah, very true.
All he has to do is just take care of the secrets and anything else on the board here from Amaz.
Well, looks like Amaz is going to go ahead and taunt up this Haunted Creeper. I think he's trying to lure that Spectral Knight into attacking it, but not ever going to happen.
Okay, so is he going to go ahead and attack with the 3/5?
I would imagine.
He's debating using Death Bite here. Okay, so he armors up. That's 6 armor.
Well, I mean, he can go ahead and kill this off. This is, I mean, Death Spite is a fantastic weapon in these types of situations. Next turn, he can just clean everything.
Okay, so he's going to activate the Freezing Trap, it looks like. And there it is. And this was definitely the right minion to attack with here, since he can use that again to clean up anything else that's low in attack value.
I definitely have to agree with that, and I would love him to go to face here. He has plenty of health. He doesn't need to kill this 4/3. Let him attack into your 4/5 if he wants to, and that will save you the charge on your Death Spite for later on.
Oh, but it looks like he might.
He's
might
really
still go for the 4/3. He's debating it.
It's not like the worst play, but you know, it does allow him to use these Spectral Spiders for exactly what he wants to.
Okay, another Buzzard has been drawn right now from Amaz. He's got the Eagle Horn Bow here too.
Yeah, and probably wants to play the Secret as well, just to start getting some more charges on here. So everything looking pretty good. I mean, Amaz has done a very good job this game, but if you look at the life total of Sen and the cards that Amaz has used, once again, you have to be pretty afraid for him.
Now, anything that's going to attack into that and pop that Secret is going to give another level of durability here for the Eagle Horn Bow, which is something else to keep in mind too.
Well, it's looking like we may see a Karn coming in, and probably an Armor Smith, I would say. Now, the question is, does he attack in with his Death Spite? Because it would gain him some armor, and it could be an Explosive Trap. We've already seen one of the Freezing Traps gone, so he has to consider it could be something else. Yeah,
and I believe we only have one Explosive Trap and one Freezing Trap left here.
I believe you're right.
That have not actually been activated for Amaz here. So he's going to know for sure that is an Explosive Trap. Or Freezing Trap, excuse me.
That's right. So he takes some damage here, but this is totally fine on those minions. It gains him some more armor. He's at 28 health at the moment.
Okay, so he looks like he wants to drop the Buzzard and do another Unleash the Hounds here to draw 2 more cards.
All right, Explosive Trap and Explosive Trap.
Okay, so he has 2 more Explosive Traps there.
Yeah, and well, we'll see what he's going to end up doing here. He does have that Hunter's Mark, so he can go ahead and kill one of these minions off. Because it's a Freezing Trap, you probably want to kill off this Armor Smith. And the Armor Smith, you know, obviously a big pain as well.
Okay, so he's just taking some time right now. Amaz, look at the situation. You don't have that many Hunter's Marks left. You can't really, once you put that out there, it's gone forever. So you got to make the right choice with what you're going to do with it.
Well said. Going to go ahead. All right, so, you know, Freezing Trap, obviously fantastic against Karn. You don't want to cast an 8-mana Karn later on.
And with Loatheb out, that's going to be a very expensive Shield Slam if you wanted to use that.
Yeah. But a Shield Slam that may very well be worth it. Look at how everything in his hand costs way too much.
Yeah. So let's see what he does from here. I mean, he can't.
Oh, is he
my God! Is he going to do
a brawl?
Well, it would possibly.
It's cute when Karn is out, but no.
It looks like he might actually do it. He would get the next 4 or 5 after that if he loses it.
Yeah,
which would still balance us out a little bit.
Thing is, the Buzzard and Loatheb are both actually problems here.
Yep.
I kind of like the shield block, or rather, shield slam on Loatheb.
If he just armors up and shield slams there.
And in fact, even the Whirlwind isn't like completely terrible because the Buzzard is scary. Sen could draw a lot of cards next turn if that remains out. Looks like he's going towards that shield slam, and
he's thinking about it.
It's certainly what I would do personally.
Okay, he goes for the brawl.
Big
face
smile.
right now. Oh, wow. That was a really nice result there for Sen.
It was about as good as he could have gotten.
So he's going to put the high main down here on the board, put an explosive trap in here.
Yeah, and he really wants some extra charges on this bow. And you know what? If he starts getting these extra charges, 2 extra charges would be pretty big. He's got the Savannah high main out. Oh, that is the best draw in the whole world
huge,
for Sen.
Man.
That is huge. This is actually so fantastic. He needs to set off these secrets.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be 3 cards he's going to draw in there with Harrison Jones.
I think I would attack face here.
Yeah, I think
to try to get an explosive trap to pop off first to draw 3 cards. Because he knows it's going to bounce to his hand. It's not like these are snake traps in here.
Right.
It's not snipes tasteless.
Well, let's see. Where is he going to go into here? Okay, so he's going to end up popping both secrets. There's a freezing trap.
Yeah, because that pops up to his hand, we won't actually get to see the other secret, unfortunately.
No, it pops right off. And there is the explosive trap. So he's now going to have 3 durability here. Harrison Jones is going to come out now.
3 cards, just so crazy.
Okay, look at this. He's going to draw Acolyte of Pain, Unstable Ghoul, and Lothar.
Wow.
And he's still got 5 mana here. He could drop Unstable Ghoul and Acolyte of Pain if he wanted to.
That's so crazy.
That's so good.
Wow, what a fantastic turn here for Sen.
Okay, so he gets the Houndmaster out here now.
Well, that's actually a very good draw.
Yeah. He's going to take out the 1/3 Unstable Ghoul. And is he just going to go for base here? Set it's another explosive trap.
Hey, look at this, man. Amaz really fighting back at the moment.
Amaz only with 1 card in hand, though. I mean, there's a lot of options here for Sen, but Sen's at 15 health. He does have an Execute here.
That's right. That's a kind of a big deal. He has a Shield Slam. He has a Whirlwind. You know what? Whirlwind is pretty good here.
Yeah.
In fact, Execute Whirlwind is really, really good.
Let's see how he plays this.
Oh my God, there's actually so much that he can do this turn.
There's so many ways to play this right now.
Like, he can draw a lot of cards coming up. Yeah, the Acolyte, and then...
Well, the Whirlwind, I mean, the amount of damage this is going to do to both Acolytes and Pain, he's going to get so much more draw here.
Yeah. And
I believe that Amaz is lower on cards here, right?
Oh, yeah.
He's much lower. So, I mean, if Amaz can just clean up the board here, that's going to be huge. Okay, so he's going to go with the Whirlwind now. Or at least he's debating doing it. That's going to get rid of the 3/1 Hound there. That's going to drop the Houndmaster to 4/1.
Just a great turn right now. Ooh.
Oh, an Armor Smith here, too.
Well,
now, this actually wouldn't even be that bad to set up Explosive Trap if you had, an Armor Smith there and these 2 Acolytes. Okay, he's getting lower on time, though, now.
I want to see the Acolyte actually hit this 4/1 Houndmaster, though. I think that's really important right now. Prevent a lot of damage to yourself. And, in fact, I would really like to see even this Harrison possibly run into the other 2/1. Or, well, I guess he's gained enough armor to kill it off.
And he actually just ran out of time just there at the very, very end. You could see he was debating possibly. And that we have 1 Core Hound in hand, and he's going to draw the Timberwolf, too. No weapon here for Amaz.
Well, you know, at least Amaz can look at this and say, Explosive Trap's going to almost clear his board.
Yeah, it's just going to leave the Armor Smith there.
You can't play the Core Hound.
He knows,
You can't do it.
He knows that, Sen's got a lot of cards in hand, and Amaz is really running out of options. I mean, he can't win this with just his hero power alone here.
No, certainly he cannot, since the hero powers counter each other.
Yeah. Okay, and so he could just drop Ragnaros. Kind of funny that Alex Straza didn't get played this game, but I guess it doesn't really matter now.
Yeah, I mean...
Okay, so is he going to activate this? This would be a lot of armor he would get here by doing this.
It certainly is, and he gets to draw a card as well.
Okay, so that's going to be plenty more armor here.
He does have that Gromash as well. Rag does drop down, and well, that's a hard board to deal with.
This is really tough right now. Sen is very close to beating Amaz. 15 HP now. And Gromash in hand here. There's a lot of options here for Sen. We see Amaz going for Animal Companion and the 4-4 taunt, and then the Core Hound here.
Yep, that's all he can play. He just has that lone Timberwolf in his hand right now.
And if we go back to Sen's hand here, he can drop that taunt if he wants. That's one option.
Yeah, and
I guess he could even. I was guess he could drop Grom down there and just like hit the 4 taunt or something.
Actually, that wouldn't be the worst play in the whole world.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Okay, so he's going to put Lotheb out here. This might not be too impactful. Ooh. 7 HP now.
Well, that's not what he needed.
Yep. We're basically out of secrets here. He's just going to put everything else on the board. And he's not going to be able to get to Ragnaros with the taunt up on board like this, as that will spawn the 1-2 taunt.
That's right. That's Sludge Belcher, man. Really helping out these control decks.
So we're going into, I think, what might be the end of this game, actually, here.
I think so. Not just the end of the game, though, Tasteless. The end of the tournament.
Yeah. And how crazy is this? Sen is most likely just going to beat Amaz here. He's going to go ahead and drop
yeah, that's lethal right there with this execute.
That
and
cleans
that
up the taunts,
is going to
and
be
that's
that.
It. Unbelievable.
Well, Sen from Hong Kong Attitude
I can't believe this.
going to take down